Warning, this video is intended for adult collectors. It contains plastic collectibles, questionable opinions, and a guy that loves his Japanese noisemakers. Incoming random review in 3, 2, 1.
Before we begin, thank you very much to, and this is a real weird and surreal shout out. Thank you very much to Sabertron.com for supporting my Patreon campaign. Sabertron is the foremost website online for Transformers image galleries. They are prolific at it, and I always appreciate them being understanding if I accidentally use one of their images because there's no other option or because it's the image TF Wiki stole. I always try to credit them when it happens, so thank you guys for understanding, and thank you for supporting so much. I do appreciate it. It's not being... Don't get it scuffed. This is not a paid ad thing. They just pitched in, and I'm eternally grateful. So, EarthSpark dropped some brand new episodes, but I can't review them yet because I'm going to sit and watch them with a friend later on over the weekend. So I have to sit and wait, but I'm in the mood to do EarthSpark stuff, so I'm going to actually take it out on a toy, as I am prone to do. And we're going to look at EarthSpark Optimus Prime from the Warrior class division. Now I'll tell you this straight up. The packaging for this toy is hysterical. It's another open box package, but it looks like it could fit 3 of these Optimus Primes. I'm not even kidding, because it's super wide, I presume, for toys that haven't come out yet, or just for the Seeker Mold's wings. But just Optimus Prime in there, he looks so tiny. He looks so tiny. And this is not a huge figure, granted, but still, he looks so tiny in the box. It was funny to me. But that is packaging. Let's look at the toy itself. So, Optimus Prime, as he is in the show, is a much more modern semi-truck than he usually is. Front nose and everything. He is done in a lovely mix of blue and red plastics. Looking quite nice and very familiar. So, no real surprises. It's an Optimus Prime as a red and blue truck. I know, you're shocked. I am too. I couldn't believe I saw it. So, what is different about it, since we're going on about different as far as aesthetics go? He's got some exhaust sticking out of the front section, the nose of the semi-truck, which is a little bit different. He does have a fully painted grille and bumper, which is not a bad thing for a toy this size. Keep in mind, it's Warrior class. It's on a much smaller budget than a Deluxe. So once we go into Robot especially, you're going to see a lot of corners trimmed. You're going to see a lot of paint missing, as because it's made on the cheap. It's made to be affordable for kids. But for now, it's also the very first Optimus Prime offering we have from the new series that transforms properly. So this is the one we can talk about right now. What I do like is the solid blue windows. Now, when you paint windows, I do wish there's a metallic element to it, so they have kind of a sheen. But I would take this over translucent. Of course I would. I don't think it makes the toy look cheap. I think it makes the color tones of the toy consistent. You know, especially when you're trying to match something from a cartoon, I think that's really important. If we go to the back, we start seeing the budget a little bit more. So for starters, the rear section does have this big gap between the arms. Nothing covering it up. That's kind of unfortunate. And yeah, they are just 2 very obvious robot legs hanging out the back, making the rear of the vehicle. Those feet. Someday, we gotta have a discussion. Can we talk about Optimus Prime's feet and not in a creepy internet way? Because this keeps happening. Now, on a toy with this budget, I kind of understand. But even on bigger toys, they tend to do this a lot, where the legs are just solid blocks. Why are the feet just sticking up there? Oh, it's always been odd to me. So, if we look on the underside, you start seeing the hollowness of it. Again, budget toy, not a shock. But if we look on this side, you'll notice a little bit of an addition to the otherwise stock Earth mode in the form of a battle axe just conveniently hidden underneath the passenger side door. This is the gimmick of the toy. So it's not too unusual. If you follow Cyberverse Toys, a lot of their stuff did this as well, where the gimmick of it's not really well hidden. It's just kind of there. even in the vehicle mode. It's not too much of a big distraction. Yeah, but there's a little bit, that's pretty much the go-around. That's pretty much the tour of the vehicle as much as we can. It does have 6 rolling wheels. They're all real wheels. They don't roll very well because they're just mushroom pegged in. So that's always the downfall of the cheaper toys. But hey, it's a truck. So what do you expect? All right, so let's go into transforming him. And the transformation's actually kind of like not too bad on this guy. I'm actually surprised getting him into robot, or into vehicle mode, I should say. There are a lot of little tabs, and there are a lot of little things holding him together. It's actually kind of surprising just how many tabs go into such a little figure. So I'm going to start by opening up some of those. You know, you should see the tabs in down here at the robot mode thigh. And I want the legs out first and foremost. You'll also see they peg in with these little tabs as well. So, he does have some original G1 transformation elements to him, in that the arms are 90-degree bent to form the sides of the cab section of the semi-truck, which this part has gotten a little bit stuck for me. Can you please unclip like your brother on this side did, because you're making me look bad. It's a little bit trickier because I don't want to force the hinge on the axe, which is like the best place to grab onto the arm. That's a little unfortunate. All right, so with these out of the way, I'm going to open them up so we can spin a few things around, because the waist needs to come over here, and this section also needs to rotate around to the back. We'll deal with that here in a minute. Arms to the front like so. Nice little clicks in, so it holds there pretty firmly. We can fold this panel down to clean up the arm a little bit. Go to the back. Come on. There we go. Pop head up, rotate around like so, and then fold up the nose of this semi-truck onto the back like so. You'll find a spot where it pegs in quite comfortably right about there. And that is going to be our robot mode transformation. That is... Oh, wait. I always forget things like this. Fold out the heel spurs. That's kind of important. But that is going to be our transformation. Now, for a small budgeted figure, that's not too bad at all. He actually has quite a bit going on to him. Now, it is a fairly bog standard Optimus Prime transformation, admittedly, but it's solidly done. It's a nice, satisfying, if not familiar Optimus Prime experience. And it's not too bad. It's at the budget level that it's at, not too bad at all. He doesn't clean up too bad either. Yeah, he's got a big backpack, but you know what? The way that this kind of rolls in here, well, I typically do like this a little bit later, but we'll do it right now. It's hard to see with his arm in the way, but like this natural roll that they have going here, for the angle, like for the smooth, like the angle of the upper torso, and then rolling right into the shape and the scoop of the nose, really well done. Like it actually kind of flows pretty smoothly, like it actually belongs there, even though yes, it's a giant piece of kibble, but it is flowing naturally. It is kind of working with the shape of Optimus in this mode. So I will give it a pass. I think it actually looks pretty decent for what it is. Beyond that, yeah, he's not looking too bad. Now, that is because, of course, we didn't have a whole bunch of extra parts hiding gaps in the vehicle mode. We'll leave the Deluxe to clean up a lot of that. But for what this is, yeah, he is not bad at all. You know, nice looking all the way around. It's a pretty proper Optimus Prime from all the way you look at it. We take a look at the head really quick. And you'll find it does have that familiar shape from EarthSpark Optimus Prime. I'm going to do that for the entirety of this franchise. I apologize. Earthrise has been in my head way longer than EarthSpark. I'm still trying to train it out. But yeah, it's got the swept back ears. It's got the longer face and everything. It definitely fits the part. You know, it looks like the animation model. Nice and clean. The overall design, yes, looks very much traditional Optimus Prime. He does have this faux grill in the midsection. You can see the exhausts from the vehicle mode have made their way over here. They are fake details, but at the very least, it tells you where they are, and it uses the parts correctly, and it's painted silver. Always a nice touch on a budget figure to throw some paint on. Speaking of which, silver hands. So he's got a little bit more paint going on here, along with all the exposed gray that brings out one of Prime's other traditional colors that we haven't seen much of since then. I do like how they figured out how to keep the gray striping on his upper arm while still just making that part of the plastic. You know, it saves paint and it's a little bit more durable. Beyond that, he's got his traditional drapings. He's got the silver here along the underside of the legs. Everything nice and clean. Yeah, quite like this. Quite like it. You know, for a simple little Optimus Prime figure, doing okay. We can gimmick him a little bit, which gives him a little bit more of a weaponry. So we flip that out and then flip it out again, except we go the other way, which gives him this underslung battle axe, kind of a mix of a tonfa and an axe. And yeah, it's a little bit awkward in its positioning, but the thought is what counts here. So he at least has his axe weapon without having a separate accessory to lose, and it does technically transform out of him, which is not bad. Again, these little figures do have to have some kind of gimmick. They're not going to have spring-loaded missiles like the old days, or big flip-out wings or anything, but you know what? Okay, fine. I'll give you that. Built-in weapon, I'll give you that. It doesn't look too bad, though. You know, and it is going to help in his posing. It's going to help give him a little bit more personality when you go and play with him. Speaking of, I should run down the articulation. You should actually know exactly how posable this thing is before you buy it. So, head rotate. Yeah, that does rotate all the way around. Nothing gets in the way. Nice and clear. Ball joints give him universal movement in the shoulder. Once again, nothing really in the way. The smokestack a little bit, but not too bad. Ball joint in the elbow, making up for a lack of a waist or a lack of a bicep rotation. Nothing in the wrist, obviously. He does have the waist articulation, so he can wind up and give like a big like swing with the axe. That's doable. Hips, ball jointed as well. All ball joints on this guy. Gives him lots of range of motion in the hip. And then 90 degree at the knee, which also, again, thanks to the magic of a ball joint, does have a rotation point. So, with the mindset that quite a bit of it is with ball joints and thus gives you a better range of motion overall, he is packing 10 points of articulation, meaningful articulation, and he does mount up to a pretty decent figure for the budget. So, yeah, for what you're paying for, I really don't have much issue with him. He does a pretty good job of representing the character as well as presenting just this nice, if not simplified, transformation experience. You know, as a standover and as a holdover until we get to the actual deluxe Optimus Prime, it's not a bad pickup for the price. If you want something a little bit more substantial, yeah, wait for the deluxe. I think the images for it just came out. Looks good. And yeah, easy enough to wait for that if you want to. But if you're impatient and you just want to get an Optimus right now because EarthSpark's super hype and we really want to get in on it, this is not a bad figure to pick up. So, if you happen to see it, don't mind its small size in the box. It actually packs quite a bit for the price. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.